Hey, Trogthorpe here, just a quick note. If you like what you're seeing here, if you feel like you're getting good content, good information, please subscribe. We have a lot more videos coming. Check out our Facebook and our Discord. The links to those are in the comments or in the description below. How's it hanging, mobile gamers? Welcome back to Trogthorpe Mobile Gaming. Today we're taking another look at the myths and legends surrounding ranking up in PUBG Mobile. Specifically today, killing crown. That's right, the myths around this one that we are testing revolve around doing a lot of damage and getting a lot of kills to rank up fast. So we will be testing whether it is actually beneficial to get more kills, whether it's beneficial to get more damage, or whether those just put you at higher risk. We'll take a look at all the variables we can think of on that. Now, as I've said in previous videos on this, the average match saw a gain of about 14 points, and that has a margin of error of about 4.5 points. So anywhere between about 10 and 18 kills is roughly average. Anything outside of that window means it actually made a difference. Now, the average match, which earned about 14 points, the average number of kills in one of those matches was between roughly 2 and 3 kills per match. Now, for those in the top 10% of kills per match, they had about roughly 7 kills per match. So all we really need to do is figure out, if you're in the top 10% of kills, how many points did you get versus the average, which again is about 14. Well, for those who were in the top 10% of kills, they averaged about 31 points per match. So that is definitely a significant increase, well over double the points. So obviously getting a lot of kills definitely contributes. Now, it's really hard to separate out whether that includes extra points for damage or supplies gathered, things like that. But it is clear that if you get a lot of kills, you are likely to get a lot of points. Now, that begs the question, how many kills do I have to get to make a significant difference in my points? Well, the good news there is you don't have to go much further. At only 4 kills per match, the average score went up to over 26 points per match. So you can see it really doesn't take much as far as kills are concerned to really crank your score up here. Now, I can't stress this enough again. First of all, these are only correlations, so it doesn't necessarily mean that a higher kill count always means a higher score. You're not always going to gain 27 points when you kill 4 people. There are a lot of other factors. What kind of supplies did you pick up? How long did you last in the match? How much damage did you actually do? Were you just stealing someone's kills, or were you knocking them and then killing them every time? So there's a lot of factors here at play. This video is only trying to suss out whether it is likely that getting more kills means that you'll get more points. And I would say in this case, it definitely seems to be the case. I will have other videos in this series that actually weigh out how much influence things like kills have versus things like supplies versus damage done to enemies, etc. I will go through what is the biggest factor and how much difference each of them makes. So please don't read too much into this or get too worked up about the fact that there are other variables here. I will get to those in future installments of this series. Moving on to the second question we were trying to answer in this series, damage. Does doing more damage mean that you're likely to get more points? Now, obviously, if you're getting more kills, you're probably getting more damage. And if you're getting more damage, you're probably getting more kills. So these two really seemed like they went hand in hand to me. I wanted to kind of weigh out damage specifically, though, here and see what the average damage done per a match is, how much the top 10% did, and how many points there were for those, and how much damage you have to do to increase your points. So we'll take a look at that just like we did with the kills here. Now, in your average match, they scored about 14 points again, and they also did about 450 to 500 damage per match. The top 10% performance was about 1,300 damage per match, and those who scored more damage per match than the average netted around 30 points per match. So clearly, again, there is a correlation between high damage and higher points. Now, again, here comes the question. How much damage do I need to do to start seeing a real impact in my points. If you just do 100 damage more than average, so about 575, which is the same as increasing by 1 kill, then your average score goes up to about 26 points per match. So again, we see a correlation between going a little bit further, pushing a little bit harder, and getting higher points. Now I did one more test here to see if getting more kills and doing more damage is the major factor here, or if there are other things at play. I tried to weed out some other variables. So what I did is I tested those people who got high kills and damage but died in a shorter than average time, which means they probably dropped in a hot drop like Pachinki or military or boot camp, for example. They got a lot of kills really fast, but then they also died quicker than the average. The results on that were pretty telling. The person who killed more than average but died quicker than average actually got about 12 points per match, so that was within the margin of error. I would say it made very little difference to just get a lot of kills and a lot of damage really fast. So clearly there's more that goes into it. Probably those who are getting more kills throughout a long match are likely to survive a bit longer. They're also likely to have gotten better equipment. So there's other factors that come into play here. And again, we'll analyze all of that in a future video and really break down what makes the biggest difference and the best strategies for ranking up in PUBG Mobile. So over to our results. More kills means more points. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that that one is confirmed. It does seem to have a high correlation between more kills and more points. Also, likewise with more damage meaning more points, there is definitely a high correlation there. Now, a third one here that we didn't really discuss at the beginning is the fast burn. In other words, hot dropping it and getting a lot of kills but then dying fast. That is busted. That does not lead to a higher than average score. Thanks again for tuning in. Stay tuned for more episodes on how to rank up best in PUBG Mobile. And as always, may you see your enemies first and may your shot be their last.